Ladies and gentlemen of the YouTube citizens, this is it. The moment you all been waiting for. I am finally going to tell y'all the story about Mr. Mills and my third hour computer class. And I'm shocked that I got some messages about this story. A lot of people want to hear the story. So here it is. But let me set the stage for you, so to speak. This all happened in my junior year in high school. And really, I wasn't supposed to experience any of this, because here's what happened. Going back at the start of the year, my class schedule went as follows. First hours was science. Really, it was chemistry, but I ain't gonna use the general terms because I don't remember all the classes, so I'm just gonna say, the general names for these courses. First hours was science. Second hours were computers. Third hour was, math. Fourth hour was economics. Fifth hour was, English. And last hours was Spanish with Miss Holiday, one of my all-time favorite teachers, and rest in peace, by the way. Now, what the DPS, the Detroit Public School System that I was a part of, like to do, even when I was in middle school, they like to switch up people classes a month or a little over a month after the school semester started. It makes no sense to me. It never did back then. Somebody even explained it to me why they do that. Still don't make no sense. Back then or now, although I forgot what the explanation was. But it never made sense to me. And for the first time while attending a DPS school, this happened to me in my junior year. So now my class schedule looked like this. First, fourth, and fifth hours still remain the same. But my second hour was with this annoying Spanish teacher who I didn't like. Third hour, this is where we get to the heart of the matter. Third hour was with Mr. Mills in that computer class. And then of course 6 hours was math. Now the difference between second hour computers and third hour computers, both by the same teacher, both in the same classroom. Second hour computers, it was a smaller class. I think it was about 7, 8, 9, or 10. No, it wasn't 7. It was about like 8, 9, or 10 people in there. There was no class clowns. There was no smart addicts. Mr. Mills were actually sane. It was peaceful and calm and collective. And it was all good. Third hour computers, that's a different story. No, there was no class clowns in there, but there was a bunch of smart addicts in there. And Mr. Mills was straight up insane, and it was just too hilarious. That was, without question, the most hilarious class I ever been in. It was that funny. And with that said, let's start the show. Yeah, you know who this is. This is your boy, Dash and Tru Inferno. Back at it with another. We ain't gonna title that. No, we ain't doing that. Not this time. That's too long. So, like I said earlier in this video, this is it. The moment you all been waiting for. So let's get straight into it. So as I explained, my class got changed a month into my junior year of high school. So and it just so much stuff happened in this class. It's just too hilarious. You would not believe it. So let me start off with the Eugene's portion of this story as we continue our hilarious high school stories here. On now finally to Mr. Mills. So anywho, the Eugene portion of the story. Here how that worked. So picture the classroom. Mr. Mills at the front, because there's a chalkboard, and then everything else is surrounded by computers. Now, at the back of the class, you got the two corners, obviously. On one side was me. Because I was a late entry, I had my own computer, whereas everybody else was paired off with somebody. So it was like 2 person per computer. Except for me, I had my own computer. And I'm on one side of the back of the class, and on the other side of the back of the class was this cat named Eugene Perry. Some of y'all in the D might know him as Gene P. What up, though? And this fine chick named Dawn Young. Man, she was fine. And they wasn't going out back then, but they was talking a lot, even in this class. And it wasn't like they was whispering either. They were just flat out talking. Even while Mr. Mills was trying to explain to us, how to do certain stuff on the computer. All they would do is talk, 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 talk. And Mr. Mills would get on them. So then he decided to split them up. So he sent Dawn all the way to me. So now Dawn was my computer partner. And despite that, Eugene would still come down here to talk to Dawn. Of course, he'll say what up to me, because we was cool back then. But, he'll talk to Dawn. Or Dawn would go down there and talk to him. And it was this one point where apparently Mr. Mills had enough. And he was like, son, you will not see her forever. It was so funny. And that's like how it sounded too. It was just too funny. And I'm thinking to myself, dude, all you gotta do is wait for this period to end, and boom, they in the hallway talking. All they gotta do is wait for school to end, they outside talking. I mean, what the heck? But let me explain to you about who Mr. Mills is. Mr. Mills is the reincarnation of Santa Claus. I crap you not. He had the long white beard. He had the big fat hair like Santa Claus. He had the glasses like him. He has the belly like him. He looks like a reincarnation of Santa Claus. I crap you not. Man, he always smelled like coffee too. And there was these three things that Mr. Mills always does that just had me cracking up. But I'm going to explain those later in a second. Now we're going to get to the portion of the David Marbury part of the story. Now this is the hilarious thing ever in the class. So what happened was, every day we go in there and take this vocabulary quiz. Like 10 questions, you max them up on the computer. Like, okay, does this word go with this definition or whatever? And everybody used to cheat on that thing, but not everybody, because all you gotta do is take the test. It'll say how many you got right, how many you got wrong, and then you can refresh and take it again. It's not like it'll keep a record of it. Mr. Mills goes around and write down your score. So I take my test, or my quiz rather, and I got done, but Mr. Mills walking past me. I'm like, Mills, I'm done. He kept walking past me. So I made my computer talk, and I made it say, Mills, get over here. David Marbury, who was like 2 computers from my right, he looked at me and he thought I made my computer said, Mills gets head. And he said that loud. He was like, Mills get head? The whole class bust out rolling. But no, here's the funny part. So Mr. Mills came over, right? And I cracked me down. He said the following: son, you owe me an apology. Give it to me. Everybody was cracking up, and David Marbury was shaking his head like, hell no, I ain't giving that to you. Son, either you're going to give it to me or you're going to see the dean. Nope, he went and saw the dean. And it was funny because, oh man, and I'm going to be honest with you, everybody got their slow moments. Everybody got their slow moments where they was late realizing something, or they done something stupid or crazy. So here's my slow moment. 5 years after the fact, I'm thinking about it, right? And I'm like, Mills gets head. And then he said, give it to me. Then I'm like, oh, I get it. It took me 5 years to get that portion of that. Man, that joke was too funny. Oh, man. And now the third portion of the story, rather. The Darnell Buck Chronicles. Oh, man. This cat who looked like Tayshaun Prince. Oh man, this was so funny. Him and Mr. Mills will always go at it, right? So I remember one time Mr. Mills came in with this CD that his daughter made. I'm not sure if it was an actual album or a single. I think it was a single. And they had her picture on the cover. So he's sharing it with everybody, and everybody looking at it. And she's cute. She have a cute daughter. And I forgot what Darnell Buck said. It wasn't offensive. He wasn't dissing her. He wasn't being sexist or anything. I think it was something along the lines of, dang, man, this chick look fine. Something like that. And Mr. Mills, with his Santa Claus fat self, sitting in his recliner chair, he shot up like a speeding bullet and went like, get out, get out, get out, get out, get out, get out, get out. For those who didn't catch that, he said get out like super duper fast mode. And Darnell Buck, every time him and Miss Mills go at it, and he would be told to get out, he would go high pitch. He would be all like, and you just hear Mr. Mills, get out, get out, get out, get out, get out, get out, get out. The whole class used, oh man, everybody was cracking up, rolling. But I had to stop the Darnell Buck Chronicles for a second, because I got to tell you the 3 things that Mr. Mills would do that would just have me cracking up laughing. For the record, he always smelled like coffee, but that's not one of the 3 things. The first thing he used to do was, you would be sitting there, it'd be quiet. You work on your computer or doing whatever, and all of a sudden you just hear this. Whew. And I remember my first heard that, I was like, what the heck was that? And then I kept hearing, I was like, oh, that's Mr. Mills. So every time he does that, man, I'll just be dying. He just, oh, man. That was so funny. The second thing he would do, like when he would show us how to do something on the computer, we would all gather around his computer. And if you look at his hands, like I'm looking at the mouse icon on the computer, and it was shaking. I was like, what the hell is wrong with this mouse? And I'm looking at his hand, and it's actually his hands. His hands was actually shaking. Oh man, that cracked me up. And then there was a third thing that he used to do, but I don't remember what. Oh, his laugh. He had one of the most hilarious laughs ever. It's between him and this one chick who I met off of Mary Grove College. His laugh was hilarious. Like, he would tell some stupid joke that nobody would get or nobody thought it was funny. Like, he'll say something like this. If you don't get it, then you don't stick. He'll say something stupid. But then after that, he would follow it up with this. Like, he'll be like, if you don't get it, then please don't stick it. That is exactly how he laughs. So I remember one time, back to the Darnell Buck Chronicles, he told a joke, right? And then he bust out that laugh. He bust out that laugh, right? So you just hear him go, he told his joke and he bust out. And as soon as he started that laugh, Darnell Buck just bust out rolling. Like, I was laughing too, but Darnell Buck, he was loud as heck with it. So as soon as he started laughing, Mr. Mill was like, get out, get out, get out, get out, get out, get out. And we're back to this again. But I didn't do nothing. Get out, get out, get out, get out. Oh, man. It was so funny. And I think there was another time where he did his he did that sound effect and Darnell Buck started laughing at that. And once again, Mr. Mills shot out of his recliner. Get out, get out, get out, get out, get out, get out, get out. But I didn't do that. Get out, get out, get out. Oh man, it was too funny. Oh man. And as you can see, the game is over and we dominated big time, man. Look at that. Me, Cloud, Nico, Kingpin, Polgar. I think that was Larry Jungle playing as him that time. I'm not sure. What's up, Larry? And of course, FD Chick. And I went 18-10 on here. That's the Tru Inferno for you, man. Peace out.